Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Good evening, good morning. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So guys, today we will cover the $80 million landing page structure for crazy conversions. This is something that has made us a lot of money. This structure made us a lot of money, and I do believe this structure for landing pages will make you a lot of money too. We'll just wait a few more minutes for more people to join us. It will be an amazing conversation, guys. And for me, just to make sure that you are here, drop here in the comments so I know you are here, you're listening in, you're taking notes, because we'll cover some next level shit today to help you be more profitable with your ads. A lot of people still driving traffic to product pages. Nothing wrong with that, but I mean, you can make so much more money. You can convert at such a higher rate if you're using landing pages, advertorials. Like, it's just insane. It's not even funny. So, hey, NB, what is that? NB? Fair enough. NB here. Who else is here? Who else is here? Show up. Show up on time. So yeah, guys, we'll be covering some crazy stuff here. We'll be covering breaking down the landing page structure that we've used in our business to do over $80 million in revenue. I mean, we've done a lot of revenue with like regular product pages as well. But every time, almost every time we would introduce like the landing page, and we would follow the structure that I want to show you. We would get a lot better conversion. And if you have like a lot better conversion, then you're more profitable, your ROAS is higher, and you pretty much just having the advantage that you wouldn't have if you just using regular stuff like everyone else. So some questions already. Is dropshipping truly dead? Well, I mean, shitty dropshipping, yes. Like shitty dropshipping in low quality packages, with bad customer support. That shit is dead. Like it's kind of like you can build something, but then like you have to reinvent the business because it goes down. And that's not what we're teaching here. Like we ask everyone to like get into brand, like have nice packaging, have good customer support, like diversified traffic sources. You're not only like dependent on Facebook. Like days where you could just like launch, whatever. I remember 2016, 17. One of my first stores was like free plus shipping watches. And we made a lot of money like selling like crappy products, like crappy watches. I mean, they're not like high quality. I mean, they look good, but they're not very high quality. Come from China in those like Chinese packages. Facebook wouldn't give a shit. Facebook wouldn't care. Now they care. Like now they like there's like feedback score. There's like bad feedback on your ads. If people flag your ads as like low quality or spam, then you're getting fucked. And so that's pretty much the reality we're in. One of the most important things, I was reading this book by Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is a very, very like wise man. I mean, he's a billionaire, and he said one of the most important things that you have to do is to face the reality. Like, and the reality is, it's only after you face the reality you can actually make some difference. It's only after you face the reality you can start making changes. Because like if you're delusional about your reality, or like, for example, if I have like extra weight that I need to get rid of, but I'm saying to myself like, hey, no, I'm good. I'm like, I don't really have weight. I mean, just a little bit. Like, come on, it's nothing crazy. So if I'm lying to myself, and if I'm delusional, if I'm not facing the reality I'm in, then it will be very hard for me to make any changes. I will not be like pushed to make any action to change that. So important thing is for everyone to face the reality. It's 2022. We're getting into the 2023. Facebook ads will not get easier. So the only way you can grow your business is by being more sophisticated, by being more creative, by making better landing pages, by making better ads, by diversifying your traffic sources, not being like overly dependent on Facebook like it was 2 years ago. Like we made a fortune like 2 years ago. Everyone did. Everyone who was like smart and adapted fast, like 2020, 2021 were amazing years. Now I'm talking to brand owners, they're getting crushed. Why they're getting crushed? Because they stop innovating. They kind of like accept it. Yeah, it's like, I mean, the business was good. Like, we can pretty much do exactly the same thing that we did before and it will work. It fucking won't. And guys, here, just drop in the comments. Drop in the comments. We have Padra here. He's from Spain. We have KD007 from Romania. We have amazing people here, guys. So drop in the comments if you're here. We'll be dropping some amazing stuff, breaking down some lenders. And yeah, guys, very, very excited to share this with you. It's one of those elements where you look at the metrics that you have in your business, and that's something like let me see here. Let me see here. All right. Cool. All right. Let's get started, guys. Thank you. Okay, let's get it rolling. So we will have let me see here. Let me see here. All right. Cool, guys. Yeah, we'll get started here. I'll share my screen. All right. Guys, let me know if you can see my screen here. All right. Cool. All right. So I covered this in a video on my YouTube channel. It's called 80 million landing page structure. And we'll break it. Like, so this is just one of the like good examples of pages. This is pretty much what we're modeling our landing pages from, but also we are adding a few things that not present here. So one of the most important elements on the landing page, and like literally like number one thing that you can start testing if you have for example, like one thing that you can test on your landing page, like pretty much most people just right, like this is called like above the fold. And so if you land above the fold, and if you this is the first, like literally the first thing that you see here, and this is the number one thing that you should be testing. Like, this is literally what can make the biggest difference in your conversion rate. So if you have a landing pages, or even if you have like regular product pages, what you want to do is you want to test like different variations of the stuff that goes on top of the landing page, right? The first tag that people land on the page, the first text that people are seeing, this will literally show you like the biggest like impact. Because for example here, finally the world's easiest reusable lash solution, right? So what angle here? The angle here is like innovation. The angle here is like something new that people have not seen before, like world's easiest, right? So finally it's kind of like everyone was waiting for it, right? So there's like social proof element in this. And then also the world's easiest. So the world's easiest, like that's kind of like just makes you kind of like think that this solution is very easy to apply. So it doesn't matter what you're selling, you have to think how you can position your product so that it sounds different from everything that people have seen before. For example, here, like if it's like reusable, so reusable is nothing kind of easiest. Like the angle here is really the easiest. Like that's really the angle here, because like if it's easy to apply, that's probably what a lot of people were struggling with. So you want to think about what was the major like objection for people when they buying your product, and they're like, oh, but it's like too long to use, or like too complicated to use, or oh, this is not like this is not very like, you know, let's say convenient to use. And that's pretty much like what you want to this is pretty much what you want to emphasize like really hard. And that's pretty much what you want to be using. So that's on that side, guys. You want to make sure like that you're using the angle that actually makes sense. So a lot of people are using the angles that don't make any sense. Like for example, they focus on features or benefits of the product that don't make any difference. So for example, if I would be selling like a wallet, right? Or let's see, I'll bring some guys here. I'll bring some products. Wait a second. Got it removed from the office. Need to pick it up. So let's say I would be selling this, right? This is not really the problem solving product. But for example, if I would be selling this product, this is more like a piece of art, I would have to find out what exactly people are buying here, right? So for instance, sometimes people buy product because of the utility, because of the features that it does or what it does for you, or or you can also look for the specific like perception, right? Maybe people buying this product because it gives you specific like vibe, right? Or maybe it's inspired by like NASA trips, right? So for instance, like here, so the angle in that case on top here would be, let me do it here. So the angle here would be finally the world's first non-inspired, like, I don't know, titanium made art piece, something like that, right? Something that would be very like relevant to what people actually want to see. A lot of the stuff here for the landing pages are being taken from the actual. A lot of the stuff here for the landing pages is from the from actual like research, and also what people leave on your ads. So if you get like a lot of feedback on your ads for specific feature of your product, or people asking about certain things, then that would be the best thing that you can utilize in order to get that angle. So here, like, get 20% off, featuring like da da da. I mean, nothing here is like, really the whole angle is here. World's easiest reusable lash solution. Right? The whole premise here is that the product is easy to use, because probably that was one of the things that people have mostly complained about, right? You want to turn that main complaint about your product, you want to turn that into the feature that actually makes that product powerful. Guys, let me know if that makes sense. Drop in the comments here. All right. Drop in the comments, guys. Let me know if that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. It's Ecom Champ here. All right. So someone is asking here. All right. Makes sense. Cool. So you wanna spend most of your time like really analyzing that main angle that you can use in your product. And with most products, it's usually like between 1 and 4 angles. Like you can get very far with one angle, but if you have few of those, then you can have multiple landing pages for different angles. So now you're just like maximizing that bucket of people that would potentially buy your product. You're just like maximizing that. Someone here says turning feature into benefit 100%. So you have that like problem that you're solving, or if that's like a perception of the product that you want to make it like your main selling point, and that should be on top of the page. This is very, very important. Let's review some another one here. This one is pretty good example. This one is pretty good example here. So custom pants have never been so smart. And pretty much there's like a quiz here. Answer 10 questions how to create your first custom 5-pocket pants size with smart sizes. So this is already for people. This is already for people that know about like custom pants, that know that they want custom pants. It's just to differentiate themselves from the competition, because most of the effort you'll have to put into not just like positioning the product or like photography, but really understanding how your product is different from other products, because everything is so competitive right now. Every market is so competitive. There's so many people selling products like in any niche like imaginable. So whether it's like problem solving products, or it's apparel, or it's cosmetics, or it's makeup, or it's or it's clothes, any market like you take right now, it's very, very competitive. So what you want to do is really like understand, okay, so here the angle is that this product is like smarter than other custom pants, right? And any other custom pants you've tried, they've never been so smart. So pretty much like this is your like best choice if you're looking for smart pants. So you can see it, take here, your customization here. So with clothes, one of the big ones, because I mean then they can produce, I'm just choosing it randomly, and let me see what they'll give me, what outcome they'll give me here. All right, so now create an account now. All right, so they tell me to create account, some testimonials here, and then they'll probably present some custom offer for me. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Let me see here. They also have like some standard stuff, it seems. Let's see here. You can take standard and you can also customize. So that's pretty good. So that's pretty good here. All right. So that's one of the ways to do it. I mean, not the easiest one to do it, because then there's a lot of personalization, a lot of like manufacturing limitations that probably these guys have. Let's see some other one here. That's another landing page here. So you can see like some of these landing pages are really, really good, and some of them are like quite average. So apostrophe here, the best option for breakouts, like doesn't tell me anything about the product or why it's special, just says it's best. So there's no like specifics on why it's best, right? In those markets like where it is so like skincare or makeup, you got to be more specific than that, right? You probably like want to give like some more like specific offer here, like why the product is better, using like specific X technology, or like doing something that other companies do not have. Let me see, maybe they break it down here. Quick visual diagnosis, personalized treatment, affordable prescriptions, treatment plan, Yeah, okay. So with decades of clinical data behind our prescription ingredients, we know the most topical. Okay, so that's really their unique mechanism. Their unique mechanism is in their treatment plan, and also in having these like topical and oral like medications, right? So the kind of like they have this like they're combining both like the things that you can put in your skin, and also probably some vitamins and stuff, so that you can really amplify the results that you're getting. And so really like personalized stuff. So that's pretty much there. Okay, so they just didn't go into a lot of detail. So personalized prescription, this would make sense for someone who really like understands, who really in that market. So they're going after like very like aware market. They're going after people that already understand what is like personalized prescriptions, what is the benefits of that, prescribed by board certified dermatologist, free shipping, no insurance needed. I mean, pretty good here. Pretty good. I would just give a little bit more details here in terms of like why their solution is unique. Personalized prescription, I would add some of these things because this is quite interesting. So they're not only giving you the creams, they're not giving you the stuff that you put on your skin, but also they're giving you, for example, the oral medication, so you can amplify the results that you're getting, right? So you want to be looking very hard for that one thing that differentiates your product from other products in the market, because beyond that, and on top of that, you will be able to build the actual like landing pages. So landing pages, people think like, oh, it's like I just gotta copy this like template from like, I mean, Zipify, Shogun, I mean, all of these like apps, they have the all of these apps, they have like templates. You can just copy the templates. It's easy to copy template. I mean, Monkey can copy the template, but it's not about the template. It's about really understanding why people buy that stuff and how your product differentiates. So this day and age, guys, again, it's like this is the reality. This is the reality you have to face, that everything is so like competitive that you would have to, everything is so competitive that you have to like really understand why it's you have to really understand how your product is different from others. Because if you don't understand how your product is different from others, what's your main like advantage? And if I ask you, for instance, like what's the difference between your product and any other products in the market, if you don't have like very clear, precise answer to that question, then it will be very hard for you to communicate it. Then your marketing probably won't be clear. You will try to copy what other people do. Like that's pretty much what most people do. They see what other brands, how other brands advertise, they try to do exactly the same thing, but they're not putting enough thinking and effort into what actually makes people buy, and why your products are different from other people products. And so once you realize that, then this is the premise of the brand, that on which you can start building. Like, for example, when Apple first started, they were like, okay, we can go like after like everyone who's like selling computers. And they decided, fuck that, we have to niche down, we have to differentiate. So they went after people who were like more creative like people, and that was their like initial niche. So you have to niche down in most of the cases. People trying to, or their businesses are trying to go like too broad and appeal to too many people, and that's usually where the like marketing becomes like very messed up. And so once you know that advantage of your product, once you know that one thing that differentiates you from other people, now you can put it everywhere. No, now you can start like communicating that thing everywhere in your marketing, and building landing pages becomes very easy. So this is where this pretty much the starting point for building these landing pages, and we'll break some of the other elements. So here, say you land here, 6 reasons. A lot of people have been using this like landing page template. Okay, so in class technology made of probiotics and cassava root extract. Okay, so that's interesting here. That sounds like something new. All right, so that's good. Glad stay smooth. This is good, right? This is not bad at all. Been testing on, yeah. This is very cool. This is very cool. So they would appeal to a specific like demographic here, probably like military people or people who are in that market. You can see like a lot of testing product on the military people. So yeah, so this is good as well. Smells good. I mean, nothing kind of like uniform. Yeah, so this is good. There's some humor incorporated here as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, U.S. service members, right? So this is their market. So pretty much, if you think about it, like this is like very well done. This is niching down on the audience of like military people or people who want to be like military people who respect military people who want to support military people who want to be like military people. And so pretty much like niching down in that massive market of deodorants, because I mean you can't really compete with like Old Spice. You can't. Like the only way you can compete with these brands is by niching down, by having more like by being like more niche down, like by focusing on a specific segment of the market. And that's pretty much how you can differentiate, right? So if you already have a business, you already have customers, like identify which segment of your customers is buying from you more than once. This is the best, and then talk to those people why they bought from you instead of like buying stuff on Amazon, why they bought from you like instead of buying another brand, like what attracted them to your brand. And literally in this you can find the main angle, you can find kind of like something that you can start building your brand around, and also the demographic, like psychographic of people that would buy from you, right? Because what you want to do is you want to build that like segment of the market that you can go like really hard after. Like I mean it won't be like massive, but let's say if you're going after like these guys here, they go after like military people. How many military people are there, right? There's definitely like probably military, like, and people who have family members who are in military. You only need like 1 million people like to build like $100 million brand. That's always my thinking. Like if you can have like 1 million customers, then you can build $100 million business in that particular niche. And that's pretty much what this is all about. Like you want to identify the segment of the market that you can go after, and then niche down. Take the same product. Like you can see nothing special about this product. Even packaging is very like simple. It doesn't look extremely sophisticated, but the marketing and the message would resonate with people, and people buy because they want to be associated with brand that serves like military people, and also kind of like donates to military like organizations. And that's pretty much what you want to do, guys. Let me know if that makes sense. It's kind of like we started with landing page structure, right? But to make landing pages work, you really need to like step back and identify like who you're really selling to. Because if you don't understand like who you're selling to, it will be very hard for you to create landing pages that actually convert. The conversion pretty much comes from like understanding your market and from how your products like resonate with your market, like what you're offering. If that resonates with the market you're selling to, people will be buying. Guys, let me know if that makes sense. Just drop in the comments. Drop in the comments. Drop in the comments. All right. Drop in the comments, YouTube, Facebook. Cool. Clear. Clear. All right. Let's go here. All right. So good. Good. All right. So let's break down. Let's break down some more here. We'll break down some good examples and bad examples. All right. Now, this one here is decent example. All right. So, goodbye plastic, hello clean home, da da da. Beyond plastic. So, the message here is like really social. The message is like really social. So, you can see like these some products that have something not made from plastic, reusing glass bottles, beyond plastic, plastic neutral, right? So really appealing customers, right? So you can assume it's like $100 million business, or at least done like 100 million in revenue. So the message here, right? The message on which the brand was built here is that it's plastic free. So that should be like enough for some people to make a purchase. Probably won't be enough for me to make a purchase that by itself, but something that like resonates with a particular group of people. So if you have a group of people that are passionate, so there are people passionate about environment, right? It pretty much comes down to that. You know, if you ask most people about like who they're selling to, they're selling, oh, it's like my demographic is like 50 plus, or it's like my demographic's like 25, 35 females, or like 25 to 45 males. That's not enough. It has to be deeper than that. It has to be deeper than that, because you have to really understand the segment of the market that you're going after, and that will come down more to psychographic of those person than the demographic. So by psychographic, like, I mean, for example, in this particular case, these people would be passionate, like psychographic. These people like are into like environment. Maybe they're like volunteering to clean the oceans, like you can see. Orders removed over 4.6 million pounds of plastic. It's very cool, very cool, right? So something to be proud of. Like if you're buying this brand and you resonate with this message, let's say you stand for the clean like environment, that's what will help you to get the that resonation. This is what will help you to get the conversion, right? From the And then on top of that is some features. Okay, so independent lab tests, no compromise cleaning, easy cleaning, good labeling and stuff like that. Beyond plastic, plastic neutral, plastic free. So this is, I mean, this is very cool, right? Nothing special, really nothing special. So that's what I mentioned about differentiation, guys. Like differentiation matters more than anything, right? Differentiation and resonation with your particular avatar, and differentiation combined with this like psychographic relationship, that's what helps you to sell the product. That's what increases the conversion, because people have a lot of options these days, right? People can buy like from brand A, brand B, brand C. Like there's so many brands. You go on Amazon, like any category, there is like 55 different options. So why would people buy from one brand versus another brand? It's because like they resonate with one brand more than another one. So everything is in perception, and everything is in a differentiation. Guys, let me know if that makes sense. It's quite complex stuff. Like most people just like, oh, there is like this, like, there's this like, part of like market research, like really understanding your customer. People just like, fuck that, let's get into like building like ads and create landing pages. But you can't create like efficient landing pages if you bypass this part, it's literally like impossible. This is the foundation for your all like marketing, and most people try to build businesses on the back end of like more like tactical things, right? Like, okay, so which targeting option to go after, or like which interest to target, or like which lookalikes, like 1 to 2% or like 3 to 4%. This is the foundation here that you should focus on. Guys, let me know if that makes sense. Perfect. Cool. All right, let's go here. All right, let's go here. Yeah, so the structure here is good, right? So this is on top, the message is on point, super cleaning power. So 3 bullet points, visual, very easy to understand, more visuals. So this is the format we always use. We always want to combine text and we want to combine visuals, right? Because like, so you have visuals and then it's kind of the text, not a lot of text, but I mean, few sentences explain that visual. Then here the same, right? So headline and then subheadline and visuals here. Then testimonials, like social proof. So like more visuals, you can see very, very nice structure in terms of visuals, some banners, some icons, and then explanation. Visuals, explanation. More social proof. And then, I mean, the only thing that would be missing here, if these guys have like some magazines, I would add it there. Like, all right, so these magazines kind of like saying good things about that, because there are testimonials from like regular clients. It would be nice to see some like magazine logos, and so what magazines are talking about these products specifically. So for instance, if you look here, so that was, all right, so here, so the way it could be done is, right, so for instance here, top rated, but then also Esquire magazine, right? So this is like for people who, okay, so if like Esquire magazine says it's good, then probably it is good. And so that's what I would incorporate here. Other than that, I would do the comparison with other products. I would do the comparison table. Let me see here. The comparison table here. Yeah. So us versus them. So you can see Lamnetic, blah, blah, blah. So you have other options here, but basically the comparison here, like this versus other ones, this versus other ones. That's what I would do. Visual application. This one is very cool landing page. And then these, let me see here. Yeah. So these magazines, I don't know how popular these magazines are. You want to incorporate them because like people see them and people, okay, if these magazines are talking good stuff about this product, then probably it is good product, because people cannot make their own decisions. People can only make decisions when they see other people making decisions. So if you go to the restaurant and you see a lot of people are in that restaurant, then you're more likely to go in that restaurant. So someone asked here, how about the mobile view? Since that's what matters most, 100%. So mobile view, let me see here how it would show up. All right, let me see here. All right, so this is what mobile view would be like. Sure. All right. This is what mobile view would be like here. So still above default, very nice. So very nice structured on this one specifically. Very nice structured. Very nice structured, like above default, all of the main points explained. It is, yeah, this one is pretty good. This one is pretty good. Let's do some other one here, how they look on mobile. All right. Yeah, a lot of traffic indeed comes from like mobile. It was like very good point here. So this is just product page, like nothing like yeah, I mean nothing special here really. Like it's just like standard landing page. Let me see how this one looks like. All right. Okay. Get 20% off. Like color wise, like I would probably make it more distinctive. I would probably, because if this is black here, this is black here, usually we want to do, and also this text is black here too, this is black here too. So it doesn't like, I mean, a lot of people might click on it, but also I would make it more distinctive color. Like if you cannot like, you need to make it very distinctive color so that like it's more clickable, right? So for example, if the background here is pink, then I would make the color here that's more like differentiated from anything else that's on the page. So that way you have like more like you're more likely to get a click here. So because this is where you want to drive people, you want people to click on this button pretty much. So get 20% off. So the whole like set, how to use the set, about the kit. This is good. It's very good. Kind of like broken down like what's included in the bundle. Very well done. Very well done here. This here. Okay, so it's kind of like compresses, so it doesn't have like all of the options that would be available on the regular view on the desktop. Pretty straightforward. I know if these are like big influencers, I would have another call to action here. I would have another call to action, like somewhere on the bottom. Like we always want to include like one more call to action. So here, fast shipping. Let me see here. So now we'll walk through the whole like conversion process. All right, some upsells here, modified checkout, very nice. More upsells, yeah, definitely Shopify Plus. So yeah, not bad. We've noticed, like we noticed on our stuff that having these options, like different options, Shop Pay, like Amazon Pay, Google Pay, actually like distracts people more than it adds value. Usually there's only like few only few people are buying with those like ever. And we've noticed that, hey Akash, welcome, my man, that it's only like few people are actually buying using those options. But if you don't have those, then that removes the need for or like overall like friction. Like people think like, oh, should I pay with Google Pay or should I pay with Amazon Pay? Should I pay with like Amazon Pay or should I pay with like Google Pay? Or like, should I pay with PayPal or should I pay with credit card? Or with Google Pay or with Amazon or with like Apple Pay? So you don't want to give people like too many different options, because like if you give them like too many different options, then oftentimes they're getting confused. So I would look at the data. If you're utilizing Google Pay, Amazon Pay, Apple Pay, I would look at the data, like how much in revenue did those options like actually produce for you? Because if they didn't produce like a lot of revenue, then it doesn't make sense to keep them. Like it will be better off like just removing those and pretty much just keeping it very simple. So we have a question here from Joy. So you use dynamic checkout buttons in checkout rather than cart page, or remove altogether? This is very like I think I've seen both working. Like some of our stores, we pretty much just like eliminate the cart, and just go straight to the checkout. And some like we just have the cart, but it's very like straightforward like cart, because like in different countries as well. So depending like which countries you're selling in, I think in the United States, um, I mean, most people still want to see the cart. Like most people just want to make sure that am I like in the right place, or like something happens like, oh, I want to see my cart. And that's what you want to see like and test, like maybe for like 2 to 4 weeks. Just see which option gives you like better like conversion. Because on one side, my assumption was always like, oh, the less steps the better. If you have like less steps, less friction, so someone just goes from adding product to the cart to directly the checkout, then it's a lot more efficient and a lot faster. But it wasn't like the case, for many of our search we tested. It's like people still want to see the cart. So I wouldn't make anything kind of like or if someone gives you like advice, I wouldn't take it. And also like younger people versus like older people. Like older people is like, I want to add something to the basket. Oh, fuck. I mean, it doesn't go to the fucking basket. Like, just goes to checkout. I want to go to the basket. I want to see what's in my basket. So human behavior will be like very dependent on your like on the age of people that you're selling to, on the previous behaviors, like on other websites that they're buying from. So I would definitely test it out. I would not make like any like early kind of like decisions about this. All right, so ratings from Austria. Hey, Broker Z. And we have here, what is your opinion for sales proof apps? Popping sales notifications, is that necessary? Wouldn't use those. Like, I mean, some like, oh yeah, it increases your conversion by 5%, or it's like increases your conversion by 10%. Like, who knows, really? Like, who can confirm that? Like, so, and also it's being like, I think it was like overused by a lot of people. And then you also see that it's not like real. So if you see it's not real, then and it does not add like any value, then i wouldn't add it. But again, this is something that you can test. I would not just like, hey, we want to include, like, the simpler the process is, from my perspective, the simpler, like the less kind of like different things, the less different like plugins there are, the more likely it is to work. That has been my experience, because you don't want to get people distracted. Like, even with pop-ups, you have to be like very careful. Like, when pop-ups on the websites are triggering, you definitely want to have a pop-up, but you want to be like very strategic and see human behavior, because you don't want to, like, hey, you land on the website and there's like instantly pop-up, like distracting them from what they actually wanted to do, and giving them the discount that they might have bought without discount. Now you just lost 20% of your like top line revenue, because you just wanted to show them pop-up and get them on your email list. So that's something that I would kind of like evaluate your behavior. I would observe the hit maps. I would observe time on the page, where people get stuck, how much time they on average like they spend, and I would take that into consideration when implementing things like sales proof apps or like pop-ups. Let me know if that makes sense. Simple is better. Hey, Chess for Life. Thanks, Alex. Great opinions, good stuff. All right. Do you split test headlines? Yeah, that's literally like number one thing that I'm looking at the lander, and that's literally number one. Because like, so if you think about like 40-50% of people will not even like scroll down. Like, they'll land on the page, they'll see the page, and then they'll bounce. And so if you can get more of those people to just stay and scroll down, then I mean you just like increasing your conversion dramatically. And also you have more intention too. Like, you have more intent from those people. They land on the page, they see the headline that they like. Now they're like, okay, that's interesting. I'm curious now. And now like you get a shot at least for them to look at everything else that you put together below the fold as they start scrolling. So definitely headlines is number one thing that we test. What's your opinion on discount wheel? It gets, I mean, it usually gets higher like opt-in rates than anything else. Now, whether that is like the best kind of the best way to get like opt-ins and emails, probably not. I mean, and people say, oh, they're Alex, but they're like scammy, or they look sketchy, or they look like dropshipping 2017. They still fucking work. Like they still work. Again, you don't want to like distract people from like you don't want to like introduce those the moment people land, but um, I think they have I think they're worthwhile to test. They're definitely worthwhile to test. They usually increase every time we did a test. Like they increased our opt-in rates from pop-up like significantly. So we got more emails if we use the discount wheels. Um, so that's something that you definitely can test. Thank you, Diverse. All right. So we have here, hey, Alex, this someone is selling product with unique angle. How do you do your market research to find out different angles for the same product? Okay. Someone is selling product with unique angle. How do you do market research to find out different angles for the same product? Now, cool. I'll show you. It's really simple. I mean, relatively simple. So what I would do here, I'll share my screen. So this is what literally I would do. I would go to the best like database of all of the. I would go to the best database of anything, like any data on any product, and that will be the Amazon. So I'll go here, and I'll go to the products. Let's say your competitor, right? If they're selling on Amazon. If not, if they're not selling on Amazon, I would check their ads. I would see what type of questions people have. I would see what type of reviews people leave on the website. I mean, the problem is like a lot of those are skewed, or they only leave like positive ones. So what I would do here is, like you can see here, I would look here and I would look at like 2-star reviews. Da-da-da. Inconsistent batches, right? Okay. 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 All right. Inconsistent batches. That's a problem. Sensitivity or allergy. All right. That's another possible angle. So, but what I want to see, I want to go through like hundreds of these, and I want to see like what people lasted. Okay. So it's like lasted such a short period of time. Okay. So that's a problem. So small package, right? So the solution, the angle here, like, hey, we offer you the most value, we offer you the most, like, the biggest package of all of our competition, right? So the angle here, just like here, the angle here, irritation caused by the serum. Okay, so allergy, right? Allergy, like allergy free, like guaranteed, like, stuff like that. Maybe some allergic kind of like components that this stuff has. Yeah, eyes swollen, itchy, right? Like allergic reaction, allergic reaction, right? So you really want to look into the product itself and see if you can source a product that doesn't have that, right? That's more like maybe doesn't have the components that potentially cause the allergy, right? Again, same thing here, white bumps on my eyelids. Oh, crazy. Allergy, 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 right? So, I mean, here, the major distinction would probably be like the major distinction will probably be eyes itchy. Eyes itchy. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Yeah, this is something that you would do. Like you would go into like 2-star reviews, and that's where you get a lot of angles. So for this product, just like that, I found that the main angle would probably be allergic, like 100% like allergy free, serum, and also like the bigger packaging that anyone else in the market. That's how you create angles. Just from this like initial, like I found this like in 5 minutes. If you would spend on this like few hours and read on forums and read on like reviews and go to like multiple products, then you will get ideas for the angles. Probably like you'll get like 5, 7, 10 ideas, and then it's just a matter of like identifying which ones of those would be the most like impactful, and which one of those like you've seen the like most often. So this tells you there's like a lot of pain associated with with that product, with those specific features or those specific disadvantages of the product. And that's where you create your own product, your own angle. So that's what I would do here. So what system do you have to find and contact influencers that match your products? I mean, inside of the e-commerce scaling secrets program, we have a massive module on influencers, like how to find, how to source, how to negotiate, the templates for the outreach, like the tools that could be used for like streamlining that process. So I think this is like it's very hard to explain like in few words. We usually look for, I mean, in shorts, like we're looking for influencers by the we call it the anchor. We call it the anchor. This what, like, I'll give you this one because it's so good. So anchor is pretty much, let's say, when you get like a big influencer that you develop like a good relationship with. Let's say they have like 300,000 followers, right? And getting one is easy, relatively. Like, I mean, you pay them for promotion and just send them the product. We usually try to negotiate to send them for the free product. We don't want to pay people like necessarily if we can avoid it. And you have that one, and then we are going after their followers. We're going after people that follow them, and we're reaching out. Hey, we have this like we have this product. We want to send you. We want to send you the some products for free if you want. We already work with like XYZ, and besides those like XYZ, we have actually the influencer that they follow. So they're like, oh, I know this. I follow this person, and like, they promote it. Okay, got it. So now we're instantly getting more trust because we have an anchor. Um, and yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff like on the influencer side that we do that's absolutely crazy. If you're not using influencers right now, like, you're missing out, because it's like Facebook as is becomes more difficult. Other traffic platforms also like challenging. So utilizing and having like multi-channel diversified strategy is what you just need to have. This is the reality. This is not 2020 anymore. This is not 2017 anymore, where you could make a bank from Facebook itself. Like, I mean, you can still make it, but it will be more like rare than anything else. And the brands that are scaling like very well right now, you will see that they're developing their Amazon, their Google, they're developing their like TikTok, like influencers. These are the brands that are scaling very fast. Facebook might still be there, but I mean, Facebook is not like something like that you can over depend on these days. You have to gradually diversify. You have to create like diversified, multi-channel strategy, so that you're not dependent on one traffic source. Because, as you know, Facebook can ban accounts. I mean, there are some solutions to that, but they're expensive. They just don't make any sense to use on a consistent basis. And Facebook as a single traffic source just does not make any sense. Guys, let me know if you need help with like putting together multi-channel diversification strategy for yourself, for your business, kind of like what channel you can start using. book a call with my team. There's like some team members, um, some team members here, like Mateo. He can reach out to you and see how we can help you. So you can just comment omni-channel. So he'll be in touch with you and like help you craft the omni-channel approach. But that's what you need to have. This is the reality, guys. This is not 2017. This is not 2020. This is not 2021. It's just going one way where it's more difficult to stay in one platform. That's why you have to be so, like, you just have to double down and triple down on like landing pages, better conversion mechanisms for your business, because otherwise you'll be out of business. That's it. That's it. And that's pretty much where we're going, guys. But it challenges. So new challenges mean a lot of like weak people will just get out, and a lot of like weak competition will just drop off, which is amazing. So strong players will remain, and if you adapt quickly, then you'll be in a position like to have big market share, as you know, as we're getting into years ahead. So that's it. Oh, here in Brazil is the same. Here in Brazil is the same. Even in Brazil, getting more competitive. I know Brazil like is amazing market, but probably in Brazil as well. Like more people getting in, more people trying. It's like the simplest way possible to sell stuff, and then over time, more people jumping on that opportunity is like just lose it. It just doesn't make any sense anymore. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining and listening in. If you need any help with scaling your business, just comment ESS. One of our team members will reach out to you. We'll see exactly how we can help. We have a community for like intermediate, advanced e-commerce entrepreneurs where we're helping them to dial in their conversion. We're helping them to, dial in the multi-channel approach, maximize the profitability using our hyper profit optimization, and yeah, so here in Brazil, everyone is using everything: Taboola, Google, Facebook, TikTok. Check it out. Check it out. These are players. These are players making waves. So good stuff, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. I have stuff to do. I have business to run. So thank you so much for joining. We'll see you probably like on Thursday this week. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Comment ESS if you need help with like scaling your e-commerce business. If you're already doing some numbers, you're doing at least 30K per month, and that's what we can help you with. We can help you to create diversified multi-channel strategy, so you're not overly dependent on one. If you're still advertising on Facebook, it'll help you to build the content sourcing system so that you can constantly get like new content in from your like creators, UGC, and that's what you need right now. Like if you're still on Facebook, still advertising on Facebook, you need a lot of content. All right, cool, guys. Thank you, guys, and yeah, we'll see you later this week. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much